What is up, you guys? Welcome back here to another video on Footy Talks. And in today's video, we're going to go ahead and be doing a match preview of FC Seoul against Barcelona. Now, Barcelona did just face off against Vissel Kobe in their first preseason match in Kobe, Japan. So now Barcelona is going to be traveling from Kobe, Japan to Seoul, South Korea to face off against FC Seoul. Now, FC Seoul, currently, they are 4th place in their domestic league. And like Vissel Kobe, FC Seoul is currently in the middle of their season. So they do have a bit more match sharpness than Barcelona does. But despite that, I still do think that Barcelona is going to find a result against them. But in my opinion, that's not really the important part, just getting a simple result. Rather, than just getting a simple result, I do want to see more than that. I would want to see ideally a dominant performance from Barcelona, showing different tactics, showing the style of play that we know Hansi Flick's teams does give. And then also I would want to see more of different lineups and combinations together, if that makes sense. Because if we see in Vissel Kobe against Barcelona, we did see 2 different lineups, one in the first half and one in the second half. And we saw different players play together, like we saw Rafinha and Lamine play together, which we all know well of, based off of last season. And then we did see our new signings play together, like Rooney and Rashford together. But rather than seeing that again, I'd want to see something different. So maybe instead of, Rooney and Rashford playing together, I want to see Rashford and Lamine playing together, or Rafinha and Rooney playing together, and so forth. That would be really interesting to see different combinations, not only in the attacking line but also in the midfield and the back line as a whole. Now also in this match, it is going to be interesting to see as well how our new signings continue to adapt, Rashford, Rooney, and Joan Garcia, as we did get a bit, from the last match to see how they adapted. Again, when it comes to these matches, it's just about getting match sharpness back, and sometimes at times there's not maybe a lot to look into, but it does give us a little bit of indications of what each player has to bring and how they could help the team, when the season starts. And also, it is going to be interesting to see, La Masia players that were brought here on the preseason tour. For example, we had Pedro Fernandez, Joe, come in the second half against Vissel Kobe. He made the 3rd goal against Vissel Kobe. So it is going to be interesting to see, if he plays again, whether it's in the attacking midfield position or as a left winger. He does look like a little bit of a different profile than what we do have, so it would be interesting to see how he plays. But the main players that I am going to be keeping an eye out for, aside from the new signings, of course, Rooney, Rashford, Joan Garcia, I do want to see more of Hofre Torrens. If you guys didn't see my last video, go ahead and check it out. It was a match review against Vissel Kobe. But in that match review, I did say that Hofre Torrens, from the little bit that I did see of him, already does look like a better player than Gerard Martin, and I do stand by that. I do want to see much more of Hofre Torrens. He does look like a really solid player and a different profile on left back than what we do have. I mean, of course, we do have Balde, and we know well what he could do. And we do have Gerard Martin too, which we also do know what he could do based off of last season. And Hofre Torrens, I do think he is a little bit different in what he could offer compared to Gerard Martin and maybe even to Balde. So it's going to be interesting to see more of him on the left back position. Now, the one player I really do want to see play more, or play in general, it is Marc Bernal. Now, hopefully we do get a chance to see Marc Bernal play, or even on the bench at least. I know he is just coming back from that ACL injury from last season, so that is something to take into consideration, and as long as he's good, I would want to see him play. Because again, in the midfield position, I do think that he's a completely different profile compared to all the other midfielders that we do have, from Pedri, from Casado, Gavi, De Jong, and all of them. Marc Bernal, I do think he's something different. If anything, he does feel like a new signing as well, coming back from that ACL injury. But only time will tell, and we'll have to see how he does. But hopefully, tomorrow there is a chance to see him play. Now, as for a score, I would probably go for a score, to be fair, of 3-1. Something similar to what we had against Vissel Kobe. Again, when it comes to these preseason matches, it's just about Barcelona getting match sharpness back, seeing what the new signings have to offer, and even Hansi Flick testing out different tactics with what he has. So that is going to be a lot to look forward to. Now, I'm going to try to see the match, but I mean, here where I'm at, the match is at 4 a.m. and it's going to be pretty early, so we'll have to see if I could get a glimpse of that match. But if not, I'll go ahead and try to bring that match review to you guys. Once I do see the match on my own time or highlights and so forth. But it is going to be interesting to see for sure. Now the season is coming closer and closer. It's going to be interesting to see how everything goes. And yeah, guys, that's it for the match preview. You guys let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. I do appreciate you guys tuning in and commenting on my videos. Your support really does mean a lot to me. And yeah, until the next video, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.